Hello everyone and welcome to another Remnant 2 video. In today's video we are talking about recent nerfs to the Nightfall and the Enigma weapon. On August 4th and subsequently on August 8th, patches went live on both PC and console where the devs have nerfed Nightfall and Enigma. In the notes, the devs went on to say that they reduced the fire rate on Nightfall in Standard and Dreadwalker fire modes. Dev note, Nightfall was dealing far more damage than other weapons in both modes, almost 20% more with Dreadwalker active compared to other guns with their mod active. When considering damage and the mod ability harder to hit, life siphon, and fire rate, it was pushing Nightfall too far above every other long gun. It now sits closer in line with other high damage weapons. So they reduced the AoE burst damage of Enigma's Overlord application from 40 to 30. They reduced the subsequent tether damage of Enigma primary fire from 75 to 65. And reduced the magazine capacity of Enigma from 30 to 25. Increased the total reservoir capacity of Enigma from 120 to 125. And they said Enigma was performing too far above our goal for AoE clear, so a few adjustments were made. There is still an issue with it ignoring armor, which will be addressed in the future. However, when that happens, we will reevaluate the numbers. And they have fixed that problem of it ignoring armor with the latest patch that just came out yesterday. So with this in mind, I wanted to make a video about 3 long guns and 3 sidearms that you could possibly use instead of Nightfall and Enigma now that they've been nerfed. I still think that they're both strong in their own way, but if you're not feeling it, this is the video for you. I tried to pick weapons that can be found on each of the starting locations or in the Ward 13 right off from the beginning, so you can get them early game and get in there and with some strong weapons and do just as good as you would with Nightfall and Enigma pre-nerf. So, without further ado, let's get right into the weapons I think you should go for in-game. The first weapon I have for you today is the Crescent Moon Bow. This bow can be found on Lassam via, I'm going to say, Nimue, without giving away too much. I do have a guide video on my channel if you want to get it. But it comes with a pre-slotted mod called Moonlight Barrage. This empowers the bow for 15 seconds. Arrows apply moonlit to enemies for 3 seconds. Enemies struck by Crescent Moon while moonlit release a moon essence, which returns 1 arrow, heals 5% of max health, and grants 15% fire and reload speed for 5 seconds. Basic shots automatically become charge shots. Manual charge shots fire 2 arrows. So you can see that I'm being healed right now, so it does have that kind of lifesteal ability, which is why I put it on there. It's really strong, but if you're looking for something even stronger, you can try out the Royal Hunting Bow, which is also found on Lassam inside of the Poshwin's Parlor dungeon. I also have a guide for this one. So either one of these 2 bows, if you're looking for that grade up crit damage and DPS, the Royal Hunting. If you're looking for that lifesteal ability, check out the Crescent Moon Bow. The next gun I have for you is the Rusty Lever Action. Now this gun is super strong in like the typical like gunslinger and hunter combo builds that are out there. It can pack out a ton of damage. It's very easy to acquire from Brabus in the firing range area in Ward 13, and it's not something that should be slept on. If you don't have access to Gunslinger, I would suggest you try out the Black Maw, which is the handler starting weapon, can also be purchased from Brabus at Ward 13. Finally, on the list for this one is the Merciless. This one is gained on Yisha by defeating the Ravager and allowing the Ravager to consume the dough mid-fight. This gun is super powerful. It's being used in a ton of different builds on YouTube and everywhere right now. It inflicts bleed damage. It comes with the mod Bloodline, which fires a devastating blast, which penetrates through all enemies in its path. It deals 506.2 damage with a 25% critical damage bonus and 3-time additional stagger. Bloodline damage is increased by 50% for each enemy penetrated. Now, I do have this one fully maxed, so those numbers might not be accurate when you first get it, but it is super strong. It does a ton of damage, and it's not something you should sleep on early game, especially if you get Yisha as your starting location. Moving on to the sidearms, the first one we're going to talk about is the MP60. You can get this gun very early in game, essentially right after the tutorial is over, essentially through a small little quest line or step line from the chest inside of Ford's office. This thing has 42 rounds in the mag, is fully automatic, does not have a mod slot, so you can equip whatever mod for your style of gameplay you like, and it really packs out some damage early game. So this is definitely a pickup. Again, Ward 13 right off in the beginning of the game. Don't sleep on this weapon, and get it early. The next weapon I have for you is Nebula, and you get this on the NERFED world by fighting Talratha and not getting eaten by him. You can see it fires a stream of super hot acid gas, which applies the corroded effect, dealing 825 corrosive damage over 30 seconds. Killing targets corroded by Nebula spawns a gas cloud, which applies its on effect, and gas clouds last 2 seconds, can be refreshed. Then also has a standard mod called the Nano Swarm. It unleashes a swarm of nano machines that seeks after enemies within 20 meters and repeatedly attacking, dealing 6.8 acid damage per hit in the last 15 seconds. This is a gun you should not sleep on, so if you do start with NERFED and the Talratha boss fight, make sure to pick this one up. And finally on the list, we have the Bolt Driver. Bolt Driver is acquired on the Yisha world when you're about to fight the Ravager from the Water Harp encounter. There's a secret code. Again, I have a video on this one as well, but you can see it fires a pulse. It has no mods. You can, again, equip whatever mod for your gameplay, but you can see it has really good range. I'm cycling through these different tires on purpose because I want to show you the range. Not until we get to this distance does it actually start to fall off, where you're doing 79 per hit. You know, it's a fully automatic pulse weapon, and it can really pump out some solid damage. So there you have it, everybody. 3 weapons in both the long gun and the sidearm slots that I think you should go after if you're unhappy with the nerfs to the Nightfall weapon and to Enigma, or you just want to change it up a little bit. But if you did enjoy this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing for more content from myself, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.